Welcome, my ether friends, to my true north. I'm here to talk about the 144 today, and I'm gonna do the best I can to explain it because it's very personal to me, and I inspire every one of you to find your own truth about the 144. So it's like, to me, it's not like this is set in stone or this is like, well, for me, it is set in stone, but it's like there can be so many truths that feels truthful to you. I want to say the first person that has ever come close to, because I try to figure out like the 144 through numerology, through my own information, obviously. But when I've tried to sort of get the information from the outside, like an outside source, it hasn't resonated really with me. And even well, in some ways it resonates with the 144 because one is like if we go to the one, it's the core, it's a new beginning, it's a new energy, and it's like the one with the one dimension, like the one that knows everything, the I am, the one. And with 4-4, like 4 is a foundation, 4 is love, 4 is all corners of the world, all corners of the universe. And you add another 4 to it, so it's like it's a really heightened, it's a mirror effect because we have 4 4s. It's like they're mirroring each other off of each other. But it's also, it's heightening that 4. So yeah, in a sense. But then you go to look like if I search for 144 in the meaning, like from other people talking about it, like numerology wise, it hasn't sat well with me. It's like, no, that's not the truth. I am individually the number by itself. Yes, that's the closest that I can get to it. And then over time, I get to whoever, so this Matthias Di Stefano is the first person that sort of talks about it in the way that it resonates with me, like as an outside source. So I want to get back to that. But first I want to say, so this 144 has sort of followed me around ever since, I can't remember when it started, when I probably got really interested in numbers and I understood that there's a deeper meaning than just it's fun that 1111 shows up on your phone, you know? I really have done my research on the numbers and I'm a number fanatic in that sense, understanding that everything is built on numbers. And I think it was sometime after that, you know, the 144, it just started to show up everywhere. And I couldn't really figure out, like, I sort of settled in with, if I see 144, everything seems to be okay. That's the message that I got. Like, okay, 144 is here. Like, it's on a license plate. It shows up on my phone, like as a clock. You know, the other day, me and my mom were out driving, and this is now. Like, now I know what 144 means for me. But it's like, okay, so we had 144 kilometers to go, and it was 144 on the clock at the same time, and when the kilometers went out of alignment, then the clock came into alignment, and it's like it showed that, you know, if this alignment goes away, there's another one that's going to open up that is just as much in alignment. You just have to trust the next step, and it's almost like it feels like one door closes, there's another opportunity that opens up. But you know, there can be like a little bit of a window in between there that feels a little bit, but to just trust that. And you know, it has come down to the point where I can feel a little bit out of sorts, or I can feel like I don't know where this is going. And there's, in whatever way the 144 is showing up, I'll take that as a real, like, that's a real message for me personally. I know that, you know, however this looks, they show me the 144 right now, so I know everything's fine. Everything is in alignment. Everything is exactly as whole and perfect as it should be, even though it looks this way right now. So that's the first thing that I got from it. Like, the 144, it just means all is well, is what I got away from it. Over time, I've just started to resonate with, and also sort of correlating it with dimensions. Like, okay, so we're here in this third dimension. We're coming from a focal point of a, like, again, I want you guys to do your own research. What does 144 mean for you? But for me, it sort of correlates with the dimensions, and it's not like we have a we're in this third dimension and the sixth dimension or fifth dimension or whatever dimension is somewhere else. We're all part of all dimensions simultaneously. And if we sort of go inwards, we can go outwards. If we go inwards, you're going to start to feel it. But it's like you have a, like, to just compare it to, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm Emma, and I have my dominant focus through this vessel, through this body. And simultaneously, there's, family members and friends and people that I just see, that doesn't seem to be a part of me and so forth, that still they're part of the same whole, right? We have a sum total of the whole, but my dominant focus right now is through this vessel. But if we were to sort of clump ourselves up in the ninth dimension or in the first dimension, like coming back to ground zero, we're all one. So I'm not focused through every other person's lens or focus or dominant vibration right now. I'm focused through mine. Does that make sense? So with that said, I hope I'm doing a good job here now to just try to explain what I feel about this. Is that, and then with the information with my, like through meditation and just trying to understand this 144, people have asked me before, like, what does 144 mean to you? And I don't know why, but I've been very hesitant to even say what the truth is about it for me, because it has had a stigma around it, because in Christianity, we talk about the 144,000 chosen ones. Like, you're the chosen one if you're in the 144. And it's like, I don't want to come across as I sort of come across as saying I'm the chosen one. I'm part of the chosen ones. So I've sort of laid very low with that, and I was like, I don't know why this 144 sort of keeps showing up, but it works for me. It's almost like I could have gotten 18, and 18 would have been shown over and over to me. I would have sort of formed a relationship with 18 to know that if 18 shows up, that's not, it means all is well. But it has grown into this deeper understanding, and the understanding for me is that if we take all the dimensions, all the 9 dimensions of ourselves, and we add on and we add on and we add on to ourselves, like understanding that I'm not just this one singular person with a singular soul. I'm actually, for this incarnation, for this time in my exploration of the third dimension right now, I have a sum total of 144 other souls. And we're talking about soulmates and stuff like that, and it's not quite that, but it can be. What you would consider to be your soulmate is not rare that soulmate shows up in this 144. But I just want to let you know that this 144 souls can be a dog, it can be a tree, it can be I don't know how that sounds to you, but it's like for this very incarnation, you've chosen 144 specific souls to be a part of your whole, as they have chosen you to be a part of their 144, as the tree has chosen you, as like there's a strong connection. You might arrive at this place and you might start to cry the moment you just set your foot there, and you have no idea why, but it's because there's a soul point. There's one part of the 144 that you just stepped on that land that resonates with you. It can be for so many other reasons as well. Like, you could have had a previous life there. You could have had, you're stepping into memory of other people feeling something there, etc., etc. I'm just saying, is not just people. You can have a strong reaction when you are finding a soul part of yourself, of this 144, that is not just people. It can be animals, and you feel that strong connection with an animal. An animal just arrives in your life, and it's almost like, where have you been all my life? Even though it's like a pig, or it's a horse or it's a cat. You know, it's that strong connection. So and it can be like it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be on planet Earth either. It can be from Jupiter. It can be from an ancient, like I know for a fact, I know you should never say that, you know for a fact, and I promise I know 100% for a fact that this is the truth for me, that I have a soul part in Orion. Orion and me are just and it's not the entirety of Orion, like that's a whole other topic. But anyway, so I just want to say it doesn't have to be earthbound either. So you might have a really strong connection to other planets, to other species, to other energies, and you think maybe it's like a feeling, I want to go home, or I don't want to be on this planet Earth. Yes, you do. We're freaking lucky you're just there's so much that goes into you being right here and right now, chosen the third dimension, where it all this is where it goes down. You know, this is the place where it happens. For us to be physical, for us to have senses. I mean, I've been having a cold for freaking 5 weeks now. Do you know how boring it is to eat stuff that you can't taste? We get to have senses, you know? So it's so freaking awesome to be here. I just want to say. Anyway, the 144 is the sum total of you, and it's not something that you go out and look for. Oh, now I have to look. Who could that be? Is my sum total like, I don't know. I don't know my sum total. I don't know if I don't know. I pinpointed a few of them, and I know that some of them are not human. Some of them are not earthbound. Some of them are not. Doesn't even carry my DNA. That's my personal. It's not like I don't want to talk about it, but it's like it can be so vastly different for you. So I don't even want to say something. So then that is what you go out looking for. No, and it's not going out looking for it. It's going inwards. It's sitting in meditation. It's going into your center of like your heart or your solar plexus, and you just sit there with the intention that you want to connect with your 144 sum total. If you're like sitting in your sum total, am I saying that correctly? Yeah. If you're sitting in your sum total, it's like it almost takes you out of the third dimension, because it's like it's just a it's just a place. It's just a knowing. It's just a being. For a brief moment, nothing is missing. Everything is perfect. It's just divine. It's just everything and nothing at the same time, and it's just perfect. It's like eighth dimension meeting sixth dimension meeting the first dimension with the. I mean, it's all dimensions. That's why I'm talking about dimensions as well. Is that a place to work from at all times? Perhaps in the future. For a fact, again, I promise 100%, which you should never say, I'm not there. I had glimpses of it, and I'm still using it as a, Spirit is sending me the 144. I'm still seeing it through, either it says 144, like that has happened one time with letters, 144, or it shows up on the receipt, or it shows up on license plates, or it shows, various places, kilometers, time. I will know for a fact that I'm okay. That's the most of it. But there's like a deeper sense of belonging, no separation, pure beauty. Is just love. I can't start talking about it without it just it's like every cell is getting like buzzed up. It's like you're beaming, and it's like every single cell in your body is in on it. Like, we're talking about like an out there, like 144 souls out there. Excuse me. As you think about the cells of your body coming together, working together as like a team, like in the liver, or the heart, they just know exactly what to do. We're a team here. This is what we're assigned to do. We have a purpose. We know who we are. This is our mission. Like that's on a soul level, and you're sort of just there to I don't know how to explain it really. You're sort of right there to just sort of, you're right there, but you're right there to get out of the way, to just let every single cell of your body rise to the 144 connection. And the first person that talked about it in the way that I'm not obsessed, but I am really intrigued to what he has to say, because there's so much points that he has talked about that is so much my journey. Of course, I'm going to sort of favor him because it's so much about what I have felt and what I've been through. He talks about Orion in a way that I've never heard anyone talk about Orion before. It's almost like I don't want to talk about Orion because Orion seems to be reptilian, and they seem to be like really harsh, and they really started wars in the past, and like I don't want to belong to that, you know. But then he talks about Orion in the way that I've never heard before. Like the Orion is a portal. The Orion is the sum of everything. And it's like, oh my God, I better pay attention to this dude. And then there's so many other things that just ticks the boxes for me. And so I already had that as a basis. And I so resonate with him. Matthias Di Stefano. You can find him on YouTube. I found him on Gaia.com. And then when he started to talk about 144, he sort of just lightly touches on it. But I was like, what about 144? What is he saying? And he already talked about the dimensions, the way that I have perceived the dimensions to be. And so it's my truth. I don't want to put anything on anyone else to say this is the truth, because it's my truth and it's my version of the truth, because that's the beauty of all of us coming together, sharing so many different truths that sort of lays a puzzle to become the whole truth. But I'm not sitting on the one truth, right? But he is the first person that is talking about it in a way that I can resonate with. That there's like, I knew it, like there is a bigger meaning to this. There is something about 144. Like it just validated so much for me. And therefore I wouldn't talk about him to everyone else. But maybe you don't find the same resonance with him as I do. You might, because you find resonance with me. So Matthias Di Stefano, Gaia.com. I'm sure there's other places where he talks Spanish. I don't know Spanish, but he's going back and forth between Spanish and English to the best of his ability. There might be other venues where I haven't found him yet. I know that I'm finding him for my information, so there might be other stuff that, you know, you'll find him in. I strongly recommend him. You might not feel it whatsoever with him. Then just stick to try what happens. Try it out. You can't bring something onto you that is like, it's not going to work for you, or is going to sort of be a really detriment to your life. Just sitting down in meditation and just have the intention. I want to connect with my sum total of my 144 souls, and then start to see what happens. I know, and I said this before, it's not for the faint-hearted. Do you say that? It's not for the heart of faint, like the faint of hearts. You might be put on a journey that inspires you to drop some stuff from your past, or to drop some stuff that you're living right now. And it might not be for everyone. I'm not saying this is for everyone. You kind of really have to know who you are in order to walk this path. But don't we want that? don't we really, really want to know who we are? Don't we want to know our own answers instead of seeking them from someone else? If we're seeking them from someone else, is like just with Matthias, it just adds on to what you feel is already true. It's not taking answers because someone said so. It's an inspiration. So the 144 souls to me is the sum total of who you are, and it can be different parts of the world, different parts of the universe. It can be other things than humans. You figure out what 144 means to you. And my biggest, like, don't go out there. Who could it be? Is it this? Is it that? You will never find it. But if you allow yourself to go inwards and connect with it, you're going to start, like, you're going to be shown more parts and more. That's might be why you're drawn to a specific land, like a specific country to live in. Because there's a part of you, you don't have, like, you're not going to eventually just you're not going to, that's the whole beauty of it, that we have spread ourselves out right like that. But sometimes it really helps us if we're connecting to a literal spot or to a literal person or a literal animal that just sort of sparks that knowing or remembrance inside of us. So that's my explanation of the 144. I hope that helps. I hope that inspires you to go deeper in finding your own truth about what the 144. I wanted to top this off with a guided meditation that I have received to guide you into that connection with your 144. But as you hear, I'm still a little bit like forced in my throat, in my voice. I'm not fully back to my original frequency in my throat. And as I believe so much in that makes a difference, like the voice can really heal, the singing can really heal, and I'm not quite there yet. I don't want to guide you through anything before I'm there. So we're going to actually pass the 21st of December before I do that meditation for you. So keep a look at like that. I'm going to post it on Buy Me a Coffee as usual, and that's going to come out into your email. So if you're interested, just keep an eye out for that. But that's probably going to be after the holidays, and definitely like when my throat is completely back into the frequency I want to have it in, so that the vibration with the meditation resonates with what you've been asked to do, like to find your 144. I don't want anything to be like distorted around it. I will write another post or do another video about closing down the 21st, the cleanse that we're closing down on the 21st. I want to do another post on it, that we can sit in meditation, but we're not going to sit in meditation simultaneously, perhaps depending on where you live in the world. But there's going to be a post on it, so keep a lookout after that. So if you have any questions about this, please write to my email. You have it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.